Welcome to Professor's Garage. Today, we have a 2013 Nissan Altima with 184,928 miles, still running smooth. But there's a problem. There's a rattle coming from near the gearbox.
Oh, I found the problem. This is the rattling sound. This is all loose. The whole pipeline and one of the pipe. The ring is totally broken. You're going to spray this in advance. Right now the engine is hot, the exhaust is hot. This is dry after a 1 hour drive back home. With heat and the best penetrating oil, I think we'll make this easy. This is the front. We are going to also spray on the mounting bolts in the rear. This is the rear. Trace the pipe to the front, and this is where it connects to the muffler. We're going to also spray here. Okay, and let it penetrate. This is more expensive compared to other penetrating oils on the market. But if you live in a rusty area, you better get one of these ready. They can do magic. The cross sprays are not a big concern, but still, anything I need to remove, let's just spray Croyo. Let's first remove the bolts securing the cross sprays. 13 millimeter. They are easy, and we can remove these too. Before we remove it from the front and rear mount, let's first remove the O2 sensor. Connector is here with a bracket. Remove it from the sprays that secures it, and then you can press the tab and then remove it. Difficult because of this angle. It's getting loose. This kind of removal tool is great because if you have space to fit this tool, you can just grab it. It's going to press the tab and then you can pull it out. Okay, so the O2 sensor is disconnected. Now we can remove it. If you have an O2 sensor socket like this, you can fit it in here with an extension. You can turn it 7/8 socket or 22 millimeter socket. A 16 millimeter deep socket. Yes! Thanks to the penetrating oil. Okay, great. I'm going to give this one a try. Yes! Unbelievable. The second one is out. The third one is out. Looking from the rear, and this is halfway before the muffler. So this is half pipe, and this is kind of the rear of the pipe that we are going to replace. 2 nuts on the other side, and they are also 16. Make sure it's fully seated. Yes, it's coming off. Wow, this is stubborn, very stubborn. The rear is actually tighter. Good exercise. We are going to remove this section until here, and I'm going to play a jack stand under the pipe to the muffler so that it will have some support. Pry this away. They're disconnected. You can go to the front and disconnect the pipe from the exhaust manifold. Pry this pipe away from the manifold. This is a flex pipe. Cool. And then there's a hanger in the middle. So we are going to slide it toward the rear from the hanger. Just wiggle it. Slide this toward the rear to remove it. Okay, great. The entire piece is on the ground. Cool. Out with the old. This is actually smaller, not a fit. The new pipe is shorter. It's about 5.5 inches shorter, and the catalytic converter is much smaller. I'm not going to use this aftermarket unit, so we are going to use the old pipe, but we need to fix the flex pipe cover, the braided cover, and the rattling, which is caused by the heat shields. And there is specific product from JD Weld suitable for this extreme heat. I just came back from AutoZone and got some parts. We are going to use the JD Weld ExtremeHeat to glue the heat shields back onto the pipe to secure them so that they do not rattle. Product is rated for the exhaust. The braided mesh cover, it's half broken. For this section, we are going to use exhaust repair wrap over there, only for this section here, to wrap the metal around halfway and then clamp it on the broken side. I'm only going to clamp it on one side. The metal will stay there and provide the protection to the flex pipe and yet still flexible because the other side is not secure. That wrap also came with some clamps in there, but I got a few additional clamps, hose clamps and exhaust clamps, zip tie like clamps, just in case I need reinforcement. Now that we have decided to repair the old exhaust pipe, a couple of things I want to mention. It's important to have a tight seal, so we are going to remove the rust here, but we are also going to use the new O-ring. This O-ring, metal O-ring, is actually the right size. This is where it connects to the rear to the muffler, and when I remove this piece, the gasket rusty, broken into pieces. I'm going to use the gasket from the new pipe, and it appears to fit, which is good news. Now, just to show you where our problems are, things are broken around this section. Looks like there is lots of heat and rust. And this ring that was originally secure to the pipe, this also broke. Cut this off and cut a piece of wrap around here to secure it. We may add a bit of JB Weld just in case. Installation still there, so just leave them here. Now that this pipe is out, I also would like to show you how you can take off the O2 sensor, just in case you need to replace the O2 sensor. And down there is much more difficult to film because of the angle and the tight space. And there are lots of options. So let me first show you what you can do, but usually it doesn't work if you have lots of rust. Theoretically, you can use a 22mm open wrench like this to loosen the O2 sensor. But remember, if you live in a rusty area, this is going to seize. And you should definitely apply penetrating oil. And this is a huge helper. It's more expensive than your regular penetrating oil. I don't think I could have loosened the nuts without this. It's all rusty. Get one of these, apply it in advance. When the exhaust is hot, the heat coupled with coil is going to loosen the nut or bolt. If you feel you may be rounding the base of your O2 sensor, it's time to think about purchasing a kit like this. Okay? So normally you can just get one socket like this. In the tight space, this will fit and you will be able to put your wrench on top and turn it. But working under the car, you are now below. Something like this is your friend. Put this over. This application justifies the use of a kit like this. Today, we do not need to take this off, so I'm not going to even try to do that. This piece, just cut it off. So this is out. Remove the rust before you apply any glue or welding. It's going to be dusty, so wear a face mask. These are all clean, especially on the spots where I want to apply JB Weld. Let's mix it. I'm going to place these in the areas they're supposed to be. Oh, it's well mixed. It takes 2 to 4 hours to set. It's a nice mix. Put this on. These zip ties, of course, they are not plastic. They are stainless steel. So let's give it a try. This is surprising. Do the same here as well. To clamp it tighter and then insert. Use it. Excellent. JB Weld ExtremeHeat. Apply generously. It says 2 to 4 hours to set. Before we put it back, we're going to replace this piece, a donut, a gasket, with a new one, which will be crushed and sealed. Clean the rust first. No need to be aggressive. Just brush it, remove some rust, make it even, and the O-ring will seal it. And on the rear too, we're going to replace the gasket. Make sure it's smooth. It's about 2 hours later. This is hardened, so make sure the gaskets are on in the front. And the flat gasket at the rear pipe toward the muffler. Now I'm going to hang the pipe using the hanger in the middle. Hang in there. Try to load it from the front and then we can come back to the rear. The passenger side, let's give it a try. Now this bolt is on. On the other side, it's already in there. But these two are very close. To support the pipe, raise it a little bit. Yeah. From what I can see, it's very close. 2 bolts are already in, and the third one is partially in there. If we give it some push from the rear, it will go in. Just push it in. Go to the front and tighten it up so that it will actually give me more clearance here. Okay, good. Thread this on. So use a deep socket and a ratchet to tighten it down. Hopefully you can thread this on. Tighten it down and then crush the donut. We'll come back to tighten them to spec about 30 pound-feet of torque. Now it looks like we have more space to work on the rear. Do some cleaning before tighten everything back. I should have done it earlier. So much more challenging right now to do it. Gasket, pry with the pry bar and slowly. Don't crush your finger. It's a real possibility. Cool. So both sides are in. And now I can tighten it. Always handle it first. And if it's too difficult, you can use a socket to turn it. Okay, cool. Good. On the other side, 30 pound-feet. Good. Now the cross brace. Great. The pipe is secure in the front and in the rear. Plug O2 sensor back. You click. Push it in. Good. Give it a test. We can measure the temperature going into the cat and the temperature going out. If there is a huge temperature drop, that means it's clogged up. The flow is very much restricted. But last time, it's almost like perfect fuel trim. So I don't have any concern of the cat converter or the exhaust on this vehicle. So let's take a look. The front all the way to the rear. All secured. And we're going to start the engine and listen to it. Moment of truth. Did you hear anything? Rattling? I think it's all good. No moving pieces. The engine sounds as good as before, but there is zero rattling. Smoke is due to the penetrating oil. I think the smoke is gone. Like all cleared up. Excellent. I can ask the customer to come and pick it up.
And there you have it. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Professor's Garage. Remember, if Professor can do it, you can do it. Until next time, may the Lord bless you and give you peace. 平安。